Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
You might have recall a news story from last year. There was some interest in the fire departments and the firefighters in California, and the interest was that there were too many white men who were firefighters, and we need to have a program in California to make sure we don't have enough white men as firefighters. So we have budget cuts, and yet I'm wondering now, if your house was burning down, how much do you care what color the firefighters are?
You can respond, and then we'll...
Listen, I am so tired. You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is black women. So let me be clear. Because you are a woman, or because I know that some of the right has been sharing these photos of the fact that I believe that the fire chief may be a woman or something, that has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House. And I can promise you, it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build this country, we are good enough to serve and die overseas, we are good enough to serve in other ways. And the fact that people actually decide that they want to engage in public service, whether it's sitting in Congress or whether it's serving on the fire department or the police department, should not be an issue. The fact is, stop trying to act as if only white men are the ones that are capable. Because right now, you're sitting at a table with three very capable black women.
Oh, he's such a douchebag. Scott Jennings, the right-wing douchebag on
Actually,
CNN.
douchebags have a purpose.
Yeah, Taken was trying to take down smart black women. Our friend Victor Shee said, for fact's sake, there was no $17 million cut to the Los Angeles Fire Department budget this year. In fact, there was a $50 million increase in the Los Angeles Fire Department. Cold, hard facts, full stop, period. To those who spread misinformation, issue corrections now. This is trying to take down Karen Bass. Who,
I've seen that graph posted everywhere.
Yeah. And Dana, we talked before the break. I just didn't think I could hate Donald Trump anymore, but I said on cue, we got off the air yesterday, I said, has Trump said something, yet about, and sure enough, Governor Newsom and his stupid, name calling and blaming. And this time it's not forest raking. It's, what was it? Smelt. And just some water declaration, something that doesn't even exist, that is completely fictional. I mean, it just, you knew it was going to happen, but you're like, we have 4 years of this nastiness and name calling and divisiveness and, the blue states kind of mentality, right?
Yeah, it's awful, especially for those of us that are in Southern California like you and I are. It's, seeing stuff like that and then seeing the devastation that's happening, it makes your blood boil even more, that we have such an uncaring, sociopathic narcissist that's about to become president again for the second time.
Governor Newsom, God bless him, has built 11 billion times more restraint than I do.
You didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us. Finally, your message to the folks here, to this community.
No, I'm sorry, 8. This is Anderson Cooper and Governor Newsom.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's... people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden, and he had the backs of every single person in this community.
Yeah. Dana, it is going to be long 4 years, man. It's just of this, blaming and, taking credit where he doesn't deserve it, blaming everybody else for anything that goes wrong. I mean, he's overnight said Newsom should resign. I mean, and people just, Elon Musk talking out their ass about stuff they have they're just complete lies that they have no idea what they're talking about. The fire hydrants they were full. They were not, just one thing after another, right?
Yeah, and I think that what people need to do, and we would tell this, just try as best as you can not to be reactive to every single thing, because he's intentionally doing this as a distraction point. Pete Buttigieg talks about this the best, is that he does this to distract you from the actual issues. The fact that groceries are not going to go down. The fact that there's just so many things that he's not going to do that he promised everyone. So let's say the most outlandish, crazy things. Let's focus on that, because the mainstream media turns their heads to that and focuses on the crazy things that he's saying. But it also makes your blood pressure go up. It makes your blood boil. So if you can step back, wait till someone like Stephanie Miller, like Allison Gill, like someone you trust, a journalist you trust on public journalism actually gives you a story and tells you what's happening with the facts of this, or you are going to drive yourself crazy over the next 4 years. We were not wired to deal with this twice in our lifetime. Make sure you've got steps in place for self-care.
Yeah, and I, Dana, tweet a lot over the holiday. Like, I love cycling, as you know, or hiking. I spend time with, beloved family. I love my dogs. And that's what I said is so important. Self-care. Do what you love with who you love, and you're absolutely right.
And fight.
Yeah, and get back in the fight. They count on despair. They count on us to give up. Right.
Do not, and if you need a little bit of rest, and Allison always says this as a military person, we've got the watch. Allison has it, I have it, Steph has it, everyone that you listen to, John Fugel saying, everyone on this station, we are bringing what we need to you so that you stay informed. Yeah. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Donate to an organization you believe in. Go volunteer. Build a coalition. But also go read a damn book. Go outside. Enjoy the fresh air. And go on a walk.
Yeah. It's so funny. I have emails from so many people at different stages. This is right after the election. David in Alabama said, "Hey, Mom, I'm sorry. I just have no fight left. I did my part. I got other people to vote. I resisted. I gave money to Kamala that I didn't have to give because I believed in a cause. I've been a broken person all day. I'm still a broken person tonight. He broke me. The people who voted for him broke me. I just can't anymore. Please keep fighting for those of us out here who have lost the fight." Well, if I know David, he's been listening for years. I'm hoping he's back in the fight. Maybe he'll write me again, because I was saying it's like the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross stages, right? And you might be in anger and then you go back to depression or bargaining or wherever you are. It's okay.
I think those who are real fighters and they never really get completely broken. There's somewhere in you that you just need to rest, you need to recuperate, and then put the pieces back together. But those of us who are the democracy fighters will always be. It's in who you are. You care about justice. You care about equity. You care about marginalized communities. That's not going to go away. So don't be surprised if that little thing sparks back up in you, and you're like, you know what? I'm ready to go. I'm putting on my boots. I'm going to march.
Yeah. To that point, Corey in New Mexico said, "Dear Steph, I'm wondering if you can have some kind of health, especially mental health specialist on your show to help guide us through this nightmare. I know Trump will do everything he can to make sure we're all sick, scared, and crazy, and it seems careless to leave us all out here without tremendous support. I know this is a tall order, but we need something. Thanks for all you do." We are booking my very best friend in the whole world, Dr. Wanda, who is a brilliant psychologist who lives in Australia, unfortunately for me, but she's fantastic. We've had her on before, Dana, but you're right. She's going to be able to hopefully give us some good tips, because you're right. We're all going to need tips on coping. And when we're going through stress like we are right now in LA, I'm not sure if I'm going to have to evacuate any second. We're all watching the news. We know people that have lost their homes that are, and so and then we're going to have Trump stress on top of that. So you're right. You have got to take care of yourself, however you can do that.
Absolutely. And I think about my sober friends, and I know that everyone makes jokes about, oh, how you stayed sober for this. They have coping mechanisms.
Yes,
they've been building within themselves for years. They're much more equipped for this than we are. Yeah. Those of us that have not had to deal with something like that or build those wires and have that toolbox. Our toolbox is a little more empty than theirs. I'm impressed with my sober friends at this point, because they're like, we've got this. Let me show you how we do this and how we actually take care of ourselves through really traumatic times.
Yeah. I may have to take out the T-shirt again. I'm not sure my liver can handle much more of the Trump administration. I had that from the last one. Yeah. Oh boy. Even I don't know what's. So Geraldo's on our side now. Is that?
He goes back and forth.
Yeah, he's.
Depends on who he's talking to. Really.
Is he a Libra by any chance?
So
he's just a fame whore. Is what he is.
He was asked. The Trump transition team wants to do what they call a D.C. area showcase immigration raid in the first days. This is what I was saying, Dana. We have to prepare for. They're going to do the biggest, dumbest, meanest stunts they can to feed red meat to their crazy racist base.
Yeah.
Geraldo said, I've been a boxer all my life, but I would come back to punch Stephen Miller in the nose because he's the most hideous in terms of his policy. I mean, it's going to, get ready. It's going to be big and loud and mean.
Right. The mean part is what it's going to be. It's going to be mean for no reason. No reason.
Right. Right, but just to put on a show. He's a reality show host. He's going to go, here's the show. Look, I deported 11 million people in a day. See, I told you, like, it's not that he's going to even necessarily be able to do it. He's going to feed, big, dumb, loud red meat. Is there such a thing?
Sure.
Big dumb, loud red meat. I think one of the things we have to remember, we as a country are very young, and us fighting fascism is very new in many ways to us. But there are other countries that are not that young and have fought fascism more than once in their history as a country. We need to look to them and really follow how this is done, because we can fight this now. We can stop. Complacency is not an option.
Yeah.
That's how they win.
You know what it is? It's the Flintstone side of ribs, of big, dumb, mean red meat.
That tips over your car.
That tips over the car. It's
Okay.
tips over the America car.
Okay.
That's it. All right, you know what I need? I need a little Jasmine Crockett right in my veins.
Here we go.
What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House. And I can promise you, it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build this country, we are good enough to serve and die overseas, we are good enough to serve in other ways.
Amen. What's America's early warning system, Chris?
Black ladies.
Black ladies. Specifically, Jasmine Crockett. One more.
And the fact that people actually decide that they want to engage in public service, whether it's sitting in Congress or whether it's serving on the fire department or the police department, should not be an issue. The fact is, stop trying to act as if only white men are the ones that are capable. Because right now, you're sitting at a table with 3 very capable black women.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, God. Bitch slapping that Scott Jennings douchebag is going to be job 1. And politics, girl, our love is on it as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, folks, it's Stephanie Miller. Are your cells feeling a little uninspired? It's time for a pep talk they'll never forget. Let me tell you about ASEA, ASEA, Redox Cell Signaling Supplement. It's like science-y magic in a tube, helping your cells communicate better so your body can take care of itself, just like when you were younger. ASEA, it's basically your body's BFF, working behind the scenes to keep you looking and feeling amazing. Ooh, as seen on the Stephanie Miller Show. But wait, because your skin deserves some love too, ASEA has teamed up with us to offer a special deal on Renew 28 Gel. This magical gel hydrates, it soothes, it leaves your skin looking selfie ready. Whether you're fresh in from the gym or the beach or just, life, Renew 28 is your go-to for smooth, happy skin. Ooh, happy, clappy skin. This special offer is waiting just for you. Head on over to stephaniemiller.com and click on the ASEA banner, ASEA. Don't wait. Your cells and your skin deserve a standing ovation. Hooray! stephaniemiller.com.